Night falls, shadows crawl, fear awakens. Across this land, darkness festers. It hides in the forgotten corners, the crumbling towns, the whispers of wind through dead trees. Tonight, we journey into that darkness. We face the things that howl and moan, the creatures that slither and stalk. These are the stories that haunt your dreams, the nightmares that cling long after you close your eyes. Are you brave enough to listen? The air hung heavy, thick with humidity and the stench of decay. Spanish moss, like rotting funeral drapery, draped the cypress trees. My little boat pushed through the murky water, the silence broken only by the croak of unseen frogs. I was searching for the old Dubois place, a plantation swallowed by the swamp decades ago. Locals whispered of strange lights, mournful wails echoing through the night. Foolish tales, I thought. But doubt gnawed at my courage. The rotting mansion loomed out of the mist, a skeletal silhouette against the dying sun. As I stepped onto the porch, the wood groaned beneath my feet, a sound like a death rattle. Inside, cobwebs draped the furniture, dust lay thick on the floor. And then I heard it, a low, guttural growl coming from the shadows beneath the stairs. The abandoned mineshaft gaped like a toothless maw, swallowing the last rays of the sun. This was Bodie, once a bustling gold town, now a ghost town in every sense. They say the greed lingered, the ghosts of miners driven mad by their lust for riches. I walked the dusty streets, past empty buildings that still held the echoes of laughter and screams. The wind howled through the broken windows, sounding like a chorus of the damned. In the saloon, I swore I saw a spectral bartender polishing glasses that would never be filled. Then, a glint of gold caught my eye, a nugget lying in the dirt at my feet. As I reached for it, a cold hand clasped my wrist. I looked up into the eyes of a man, his face obscured by shadow, a cruel smile on his lips. "Looking for this?" he rasped, his voice like gravel on stone. The old Victorian house stood on a windswept cliff, its windows like vacant eyes staring out to sea. Inside, the air was stale, heavy with the perfume of decay and the weight of forgotten memories. I was here to learn its secrets, to uncover the truth behind the whispers that plagued its halls. Floorboards creaked beneath my step, each one a heartbeat in the suffocating silence. As I climbed the grand staircase, I felt a chill, a presence brushing past me like a cold draft. In the master bedroom, a child's rocking chair swayed gently, though no breeze stirred the air. And then I heard them. Whispers, faint at first, then growing louder. They seemed to be coming from the walls themselves, the house itself trying to speak. "Get out!" the voices hissed. "Get out while you still can." Beneath the asylum, Pennsylvania. The air hung heavy with the scent of mildew and madness. Beneath the crumbling asylum, in the network of tunnels that snaked through the earth, darkness reigned. This was where they took the most troubled souls, the ones who screamed too loud, who scratched at the bars of their minds. Flashlight beam dancing on the damp walls, I followed the whispers of history, the echoes of despair. Rusted medical instruments lay scattered, remnants of a time when pain was the only cure. The air grew colder, the silence thicker, broken only by the drip, drip, drip of water seeping through the cracked concrete. Then, a sound, a low moan, filled with an unspeakable sorrow. It seemed to come from deeper within the tunnels, beckoning me forward. I hesitated, my heart pounding against my ribs. Curiosity, that cruel temptress, urged me on. Specters of the desert, Nevada. The desert stretched before me, a desolate expanse of sand and scrub brush beneath a merciless sun. Out here, in the heart of the Nevada desert, lay a forgotten town, swallowed by the dunes and the silence. They called it Mirage, a fitting name for a place that seemed to exist only in whispers and dust devils. My Jeep rattled over the cracked asphalt, the only sound my own ragged breathing and the pounding of my heart. The remnants of buildings stood like skeletal sentinels, windows like empty sockets staring out at nothing. I could almost hear the echoes of laughter, the clinking of glasses, the music of a bygone era. But something felt wrong. The silence was too complete, the air too still. As I stepped out of the Jeep, a shiver ran down my spine, and then I saw them, figures shimmering in the heat haze, watching me from the shadows of a crumbling saloon. Echoes in the cornfields, Iowa. The cornfield stretched for miles, an endless sea of green stalks swaying in the wind. But beneath the idyllic facade, something sinister lurked. The locals whispered of strange lights dancing in the fields at night, of children vanishing without a trace. They said the corn held its secrets close. I stood at the edge of the field, the air thick with the smell of earth and something else, something metallic and sharp. The wind whispered through the stalks, sounding like voices murmuring secrets I couldn't understand. As darkness fell, the shadows between the rows deepened, taking on sinister shapes. And then I saw it. A flicker of movement, a flash of white between the stalks. It was gone as quickly as it appeared, but it left behind a chilling certainty. I wasn't alone. The final fear. Alaska. The Alaskan wilderness stretched around me, vast and unforgiving. Snow crunched underfoot, the only sound in a world of white. Up here, in the land of the midnight sun, darkness held a different kind of terror. It was a darkness that consumed you, a silence that whispered of your own insignificance. I was searching for a lost cabin, a place spoken of only in hushed tones by the locals. They said it was haunted by the spirits of trappers driven mad by the isolation, by the endless winter. I dismissed their stories as superstition, but as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the snow, doubt crept in. The air grew colder, the wind biting at any exposed flesh. And then I saw it, a faint light flickering in the distance. Hope surged within me, but as I drew closer, a sense of unease settled over me. The light was coming from the cabin, but it wasn't the warm glow of a fire. It was something else, something cold and malevolent.